Okay, so we've done the electric field due to a single point charge. Now we need to do the electric field due to two, count them two, 1, 2, 2 point charges. So I mentioned this before when we talked about the gravitational field, but electric fields and gravitational fields obey superposition. I don't have to write this down. I don't know why I'm writing this down. Position. So this says that if I want to find the electric field right at this point, and I have these two charges, then I can find the electric field due to just this charge, and it would be this. I'll call this E1, and it's a vector. And then I can find the electric field due to this charge, and it would be like this, E2. And then the total electric field would be the sum of these two vectors like this. So this would look like this. So I can find the individual electric fields and combine them together. Now be careful. If you're using the old method of I'm going to find that distance, I'm going to find the magnitude and get the electric field and then deal with it that way, it's really easy to fall into the trap of just finding a scalar electric field and then add them together. And that doesn't work. Electric field is a vector. Okay, so let's do this. I'm actually going to do this twice. I'm going to do it for this point right here and this point right here. So this is, I'm going to call observation location 1 at 0.2 meters on the y-axis, and both charges are 5 nanocoulombs. And so remember, this is how we calculate the electric field due to a single point charge. So I'm going to calculate E1, I'm going to calculate E2. Actually, I'm not going to do it all the way because I'm lazy, but I'm going to set it up for you. So let's calculate E1. So the first thing we need is this. I'll call this just R1. So R1 is going to be equal to the observation location, R01 minus the this vector. And yeah, you could do this. You could just intuitively say what this vector is, but I'm going to do it the long way because in some cases it's not so intuitive. So this is going to be RQ1. So I have R01. RQ1 is just going to be equal to negative 0.200 meters. So if I do this, R1 is going to be this minus this. So it's going to be 0.20 meters. And that one you can do in your head, right? Because I have this minus negative 0.2 gives me 0.2. Now the next thing I need to do is find the magnitude of R1. So that's going to be equal to the square root of 0.2 squared plus 0.2 squared plus 0 squared. Then I'm going to find the unit vector R1 hat. This tells me the direction that way. And I need that because it's in the electric field. And if I don't do that, I don't get the electric field as a vector. So this is going to be equal to the vector R divided by the vector, R1 divided by the magnitude of R1, which I just found. And I didn't give you a number for that. So then I can put it in up here. Remember that K equals 9 times 10 to the 9th newtons meters squared per coulomb squared. It's a constant, so I can put everything in, and I get 9 times 10 to the 9th times 5 times 10 to the negative 9th times R hat, whatever that is, and I'm going to put this in Python, okay, because I don't really want to do all this by hand. So you can do whatever you want, but you should put it in Python. And then divided by R1 magnitude square. Again, I have this is a vector, which I can actually give you. It's going to be at a 45-degree angle, so it should be 1 over the square root of 2. Actually, I can do that. This is R1 hat. R1 hat is 1 over the square root of 2, 1 over the square root of 2, 0. And I know that because if I square this, I get a half plus a half is 1, and that takes the square root to get a 1. So that does have the right units. It just happened to be I could do that one. So I put that in here, I put this in, and I crank it out. And that's E1. Oh, that was right. This is not equal, this is equal to E1. Now I do the exact same thing for E2. Okay, for E2, what's different? E2 is this vector. I need this, R2. R2, let me go ahead and write that. R2 is going to be equal to this vector, which is 0, or it's 0.200, is going to be this minus that. So this is going to be equal to negative 0.20. And the important thing here is R2 magnitude is going to be equal to R1 magnitude. Why? Because I'm going to square this, so I get the exact same form here. And then R2 hat is going to be equal to negative 1/2, 1 over the square root of 2, 1 over the square root of 2, 0. But you see the only thing difference between E2 and E1 is that there is a negative x component for E2 and a positive x component for E1. So when I add them together, when I add E1 plus E2, I'm going to get some vector 0, EY, 0. And in fact, if you do that, and I already did it for you, you get the following vector. And you should do this in Python or whatever calculation method you like. 795.50 newtons per coulomb. That's the answer. Okay, now let's do this point up here. It's really no different. Once you do this, it's the same thing. The only thing here is that you can see by inspection that the x components cancel, and that's not going to happen now. Okay, so let's do the other point charge. So let me just redraw my picture. I have Q1, Q2, and that. So the first thing I'm going to do is write down RO2, which I already knew was 0.20 meters. Now I need to find E1. For E1, I'm going to need this, R1. R1 is going to be equal to RO1, this is 2, this is O2, minus RQ1. So again, I already know this vector. I'll just write this out. This is going to be 0.20 minus negative 0.200. I had to think for a second there. And so this gives me, I can do this, it's 0.4.20 meters. And you notice that is what this vector looks like. It has 0.4 in the x direction, 0.2 in the y direction. Now I can find R1 magnitude. 0.4 squared plus 0.2 squared plus 0 squared. I can find R1 hat. It's just going to be R1 divided by the magnitude of R1. And then I can find E1. It's going to be equal to K times Q1 times R1 hat over R1 magnitude squared. Now I need to do the same thing for this electric field. So for E2, I have, I need to find R2. It's going to be R02 minus RQ2, and that's going to be equal to 0.20 minus 0.200. And so you see here, those cancel. So I get 0.20. So that one's easy. This one should have a magnitude in the positive y direction. Now I can do very easily, I can do R2 magnitude. It's just going to be 0.2, right? Because it's squared, square rooted. It's pretty easy to do. Now I can find R1, R2 hat. Again, easy. That's just 0, 1, 0 because it's in the y direction. Now I can find E2. Is just going to be K, Q2, R2 hat over the magnitude. Can you see that? Yep. Of R2 squared. And then I can find E total, E1 plus E2. And I did that, and I got 201.2, 122.60 newtons per coulomb. And you'll notice that this has a much greater y component than the x component. The reason is that it's closer to this charge. So the magnitude of the upward is much greater, and this one has a positive y component too. So in the y direction, I have a large y component and part of a y component. For the x direction, I just have part of this, but it's further away too. So that all makes sense, and that's your answer. And you should plug this in Python. I didn't do it for you this time. You should practice that. If you want to use your calculator, do what works for you.